Okay, this is going to be a tutorial on how to use UMA with Kirby's helper pack and skin new content and bring it into Unity, apply it to an UMA avatar, and see how it all works out with the skin and overlays and all that stuff. Okay, so this is what it's going to end up looking like. This is just some mock-up pants, boots, and a shirt that I made. And it's really easy to actually put them in there with Kirby's helper pack. You just go into the custom slot list and expand it and plug them in. You can turn them on and off in there. This is a standard UMA guy, so it's basically just that simple. Expanding this and typing in the names. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the UMA website and download the content creator pack that's got the original models in it. And you're going to get male separated FBX out of that pack and import it. Fernando provided that to content creators to help with this. So you bring it on in. The things you're going to want to check are deformations are all on. Bone creation is set to leave as bones. And the units are going to be centimeters. You want your scale factor to be 1. And if that's not what it looks like when you select centimeters, then you need to go to unit setup and set it to metric centimeters before you import the mesh. Okay, so this is what the content pack model gives you. It's pretty great that it's all separated. I like that. But you just you're going to use this as a skinning base, and you need the rig out of it too. So now you're going to import hopefully you modeled on top of this anyway, but you might have a scene like this. I like to do it from scratch, so I modeled on top of it, exported it out, and then re-import them both into a new scene to make sure the scales work. So I'm going to import this one, and I'm going to check the scale, make sure it's 1.0, and I know it's going to bring everything in okay. So here's my pants, right there. What you need out of this, you can blow away the torso and stuff. You don't need the torso, head, eyes, mouth. Just get rid of that stuff. Don't need the feet. What you need is this this base mesh down here, underneath the pants. So here's the idea. What you want to do is add an edit mesh modifier, attach the pants to the legs, not the other way around, and then go to element, select the pants and not the legs, and detach them. Male pants 9000. So now I have legs and pants. Right? Great. So you select the pants, you go to modifiers, animation, skin wrap. Then you hit this add button to put the legs in the skin wrap list. Then you come down here and hit convert to skin. That brings all the bones and vertex weights over to the pants, and you get a basic setup like the legs. So if we go into the bones and animate the leg bone, the pants move appropriately. So this is vaguely good. At this point, you'll want to go in and polish everything. Make sure your scale bones are going to work and all that stuff. You'll probably spend a lot of time at this point just fixing the skin, going in and painting weights and everything. But we're done for now. This works good enough for what we're doing. So we'll blow away the mesh for the legs that came with it, and we're left with the original rig and our new pants. So we can delete that and select everything, export it, male pants 9000, make sure this is 1.0 and that your scene here is centimeters, and ideally you want to work on FBX 2014. I had some issues importing and exporting between the original UMA meshes and working with Unity when I was using the 2010 version. So just be aware if you run into problems and you follow this process correctly, it could be because of an FBX version issue with the bones. So export, make sure Y is up, and hit OK. Generally, FBX is pretty good about that. Just assume that you're going to want Y up when you're using an FBX anyway, pretty much. Now you get into Unity, you want to import that FBX you just exported. So it's on my desktop, I just drag it right over. And ignore that. You're going to want to change the scale to 1. Hit apply. Drag it in. That looks about right. Go to rig and change it to legacy. Okay. Go away. UMA reads the actual skinned mesh and not the FBX. So you can't override the settings in here by bringing it into the scene, changing things, and then dragging it back as a prefab. UMA is just going to go right under that prefab and come back to this file right here. So nothing tricky. You got to do it straight out of Max. Do it the right way. So after you get it in here, you just want to use the UMA material builder. When we're talking about material, we're saying overlays and slots and not Unity materials. You're going to want to select the skinned mesh, drag it in here, and when it's asking for the race prefab, it's asking you for the original model for the race. So that's going to be the male in our case that Fernando made. It's under project, models, male. You're going to expand it and dig down to the skin mesh. Put it right there. And it wants a material sample, so you're going to put your material with the shader in there. And it's looking for a slot folder, so it's looking for where to put this thing. So you just pick a directory and drag it on over there. Now we type in our name. And you can also put your textures in here and produce an overlay the same exact way. But I've already got an overlay that works, so I'm just going to skip that. So we've got these 4 slots filled out properly, so we're going to hit create slot. And it's going to think about it, and then it's going to create a folder right here. And it's already stripped this stuff down and put it into a format that is very consistent. So this will eliminate a lot of pipeline issues with your content if you use this process. So now it gives us a slot. It's all filled out. We can click the slot library, drag this over here, and it puts it in. Pretty easy. If you had an overlay, you would go to the overlay library and drag the overlay in there. It would be real simple. But I'm going to use a different overlay in this certain case. So now we've got our slot. Go to UMA models. Let's push play and look at it. Boring. Well, pretty awesome, but boring. We're going to rename this. So we want the slot that we just put in there, which is male pants 9000, and we're going to use the overlay of male pants 102. And all of this stuff is requiring a slot and an overlay, always. So you can't just say, I want this slot put here. You have to give it an overlay so it can atlas everything. Alright, so that's checked up. Voila, he has pants. We can check the other 2 on. It just reads the slot names. If you got anything squirrely going on in here, then it's probably just a good idea to just go back through that import-export. Double check the FBX settings, make sure they're imported on legacy animation type and the proper scale is set. You should be good to go. Joen helped me figure out that. He dug in here and figured out that you need to put this on legacy, and also, almost forgot, on the generator you want to use the default mesh combiner. Boing, boing, boing. Instead of the legacy mesh combiner. So if your thing goes squirrely, just change the mesh combiner out and see what happens. So hopefully it helps.